Today's movie's a special request from Patreon supporter Kaz, who asked me to review Demons. Oh hey, that's the second demon-related request I've had this year. Maybe I will end up getting to that killer Sasquatch movie. Oh well, I guess for now just that clip will have to do. Demons, also known as Demoni, is a 1985 Italian horror movie from legendary director Dario Argento, who's known for movies like Deep Red, Suspiria, and Tenebrae. Except that Argento didn't actually direct this movie, Lamberto Bava did. Oh sure, Argento did produce and co-write the movie, but you could be forgiven for thinking he also directed it since his name is the one most prominently displayed on the movie's poster art. I guess people thought the name of the director of Suspiria would be more of a draw than the one who made Devilfish. Lamberto Bava, if you remember, also directed Blast Fighter, although sadly this movie doesn't have Michael Sopkeve's sweet mustache in it. It does, however, have a bit of a reputation as a cult classic, so between this, The Stuff, and Phantasm, the last few Patreon requests really seem to want me to riff stuff that people like. Dario Argento presents a movie he didn't direct, but a lot of people will think he did. And in case you didn't know what decade this movie was made in... Wow, could this movie be any more 50s? Yeah, Claudio Simonetti might have done the music, but it looks like a Susie and the Banshees concert is about to break out at any moment. Actually, if you're a fan of 80s hard rock, this does have a pretty kick-ass soundtrack. Heavy metal is still the GOAT, though. I got bad news for this girl. I think the train she's on is being stalked by an Italian knockoff of the Terminator. Good thing her stop is right here. Let's see. A pretty girl in a creepy subway at the beginning of a horror movie? I'm sure she'll be fine. Look, relax, lady. He's just making sure you didn't hop any turnstiles. Besides, it doesn't matter if you run, since this guy has horror movie teleportation powers. Turns out this guy is just handing out tickets to a free screening of a new movie. Viral marketing was a lot different before the internet. By the way, the Fiat 800 here is played by Michele Soavi, who's also a director of Italian horror movies like The Church and Cemetery Man. He also played Pete in Blast Fighter, and if you're wondering why I didn't mention that in my review of that movie, I forgot.
Are you dressed like this for the promotion of the film?
No, he's just cosplaying as his favorite character from the movie Demons. This is our main character, Cheryl, a university student who's meeting her friend Kathy. But fuck getting an education, you got free tickets to a movie.
Hey, doesn't the movie have a title? No, maybe it's a sneak preview. You know, they show a brand new movie in a theater just to see the reaction of the public.
Well, all I can say is you better not be the ones who suggested they add the narration to Blade Runner. One thing you'll quickly notice is that this movie looks a lot better than the last Lamberto Bava movie I reviewed on this show. Blast Fighter looked okay, but was a fairly average-looking 80s exploitation movie, but the lighting, cinematography, and camera work are all much more atmospheric and proficient here, and this movie was made only a year after Blast Fighter. A lot of that probably has to do with Argento's influence, since he's the one known for having a colorful, exaggerated style, but either way, this is a nice-looking movie.
Hey, look, Kathy! There it is! Hey, you don't think it's gonna be a horror movie, do you?
What, an Italian movie called Demons? Yeah, probably. Actually, maybe it isn't, since the ticket girl's dressed up like Will Ferrell from Elf. Now that Cheryl and Kathy are finally inside the theater, did somebody order some preppy potential date rapists? Hey baby, I've got a sweater tied around my neck, so you know my family probably has money. Never mind those two, the most memorable character of the movie just arrived. Even though it makes zero sense in the context of the movie, there's a 1970s style pimp character who brought along two of his prostitutes. Cause you know, even pimps gotta treat their hoes to a little entertainment every once in a while.
Hey, cut it, baby. That's a bunch of shit, baby.
Holy shit! She's a friend of mine!
Hey, babe.
I don't know if they told this guy they were making a blaxploitation movie instead of a horror film, but either way, I'm glad he's in this movie. Gender-bent Rick James here cuts her face on a mask displayed in the lobby, but I'm sure that's not important. Anyway, let's see what the movie's like.
There's something written on this.
What's it say?
They will make cemeteries, their cathedrals, and tombs your cities.
Hey, that sounds like some pretty awesome lyrics for a metal band. And speaking of which...
According to an old legend, Nostradamus was buried here.
Nostradamus. Sounds like a rock group to me.
Well, I got news for you, sweetheart. That's actually the name of several rock bands. Not only that, but the movie everyone's watching seems like it could be a music video for one of them.
What's happening, Liz?
They're going down into a crypt, Werner.
Aren't they scared?
Yes, they are.
Hey, do you mind not talking? Some people are trying to watch the movie. You know, watch the movie. I can see why the preppy guys are trying to get with our main characters. They seem to be the only people in this movie theater who aren't making out. Back in the movie, they desecrate Nostradamus' grave. Alright, time to read the Necronomicon and get the plot going.
It's written by Nostradamus. Something about demons. It says here that demons are instruments of evil.
Good one, Nostradamus. Turns out there's a mask in the movie that looks the same as the one in the lobby that scratched the hooker earlier, but I'm sure there's no connection.
Here, I've got a tissue. Let me take a
What's the
look at
matter?
Started bleeding again.
Just buy some gum from the concession stand and cover it with that. Oof. Actually, better get a lot of gum for that. Oh well, how are people enjoying the movie?
It's too bloody of a movie.
Ruth, shut up.
Yeah, you sound like one of the critics who didn't get this movie.
What the hell happened to Rosemary?
Don't worry about her. She's probably just doing some coke in the bathroom.
Rosemary?
Whoa! Looks like she did a little too much. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Well, there may be demons loose in the movie theater, but on the plus side, at least the cinematography and gore effects are good. Also, if you were wondering just what the connection is between the movie and the mask in the lobby and how this turns people into demons... I don't know. They never really explained that part, but hey, at least we got a plot now. This is pretty unique among demonic possession movies in that the demons seem to be spread through killer acne. And even though this movie's Italian, it still goes by 80s slasher movie rules, which means anyone trying to get laid dies first. Oh, and I wasn't joking about the gore effects in this movie. The makeup artists really go all out here. Damn, audiences haven't fled this fast from a theater since Freddy Got Fingered had a screening here. And not only does this have an evil book that releases demons just like in Evil Dead, it also pulls the whole disappearing exit trick.
We're trapped in here!
It wasn't there before!
There has to be an explanation!
No, there doesn't. Didn't you see Dario Argento's name at the beginning? As long as the movie looks cool and is entertaining, they don't gotta explain shit.
Listen to me! Let's find the emergency exit!
I don't know why the pimp is so scared. A black person's already been the first victim in this movie. Speaking of which, this movie really knows how to get under your skin, so to speak. I'm undead, bitch.
It's the movie!
What about the movie?
I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling.
Look, I already said you don't need to explain everything in the movie. Just go along for the ride. They figure out that the movie's responsible for the demons, and if they destroy the projector, that'll get rid of them? Maybe? I don't really know.
Open the door and let us in! I said open the door!
The window of the projection room. I can get in through there.
Hey, that could work.
Oh, there's no need!
And that also works too. Now that they're in the projection booth, time to destroy the film just like George Lucas tried to do to the Star Wars holiday special.
Now the damn film isn't gonna hurt us anymore.
It's not the movie. It's the theater.
Oh, so the theater's responsible for the demons. I guess. Yeah, I don't know if gouging out the eyes of a blind guy is that effective. I think the demon should have ripped his ears off or something.
Hey, look, there's a body here. One of you take her legs and help me throw her over the edge. What are you waiting for, you son of a bitch? I won't give you a hand! Christ, she's dead! Leave her alone!
Hey idiot, were you taking a leak when people got turned into demons earlier? Now shut up and give him a hand, will ya? Hey, what are you doing, man? Can't you see that he's dead? Just leave him alone, will ya? You know what? Maybe you should just do whatever this guy says. Damn, and that pimp was just 2 days from collecting money from his hoes. Well, great. The demons just killed the most memorable character in this movie. The survivors decide to barricade the theater to keep the demons from getting to him. You would think they try to find some way to get out of the theater instead of fortifying themselves inside, but whatever. As the demons continue to wreak havoc and spew red-colored corn syrup all over the theater, we then cut to a group of punks who seem to be looking for an Italian knockoff of Return of the Living Dead.
Wake up the dead.
Whatever, everyone knows Mountain Dew will get you way more fucked up. Also, I think one of the punks might be played by Italian Mickey Rourke. The punks are attracted to the theater where the demons are, probably because the lighting gels are different there. Oh no, the demons got this guy's sweater! Now how is he supposed to signal to girls that his family's rich?
Are they coming?
No, it's nothing. Just the seats settling into place. Relax, they can't get through there.
Trust me, babe, I know all about these supernatural monsters none of us have ever seen before. I went to a private school. At least some people seem to be trying to find a way out. Unfortunately, that just leads to where the theater was planning on putting an arcade. And you just finished breaking through a concrete wall. You're telling me you can't bust through a few bricks? Meanwhile, I'm not sure why the punks are in trouble. Back in the 80s, I thought punks loved the police.
Hey, I said put your hands on the... Fuck off, Pete! Free, punk! Stop or I'll shoot!
No, hold it. It's a blind alley.
So, does that mean we can't arrest him then? The people inside the theater really wasted their time breaking down that wall since somebody left the back door open. Also, turns out Blind Alley was really just referring to the demons.
What are you ready for? Shoot him! Shoot him!
The demon was going for a gun, you all saw it. Man, even the air ducts in this theater are stylishly lit. If it weren't for the demons, this place could be a really awesome nightclub. Actually, no joke, the building where they filmed this really is a nightclub now. Hopefully Claudio Simonetti's played there at some point. Come on, baby, let's see if we can die hard our way on out of this place.
We're gonna make it. This was a great idea.
Well, now you jinxed it. See? Told ya. And why the hell are you crawling so slowly? You've got plenty of room.
That's impossible! Can't be!
Damn it, kid, how many times do I have to keep saying it? This movie doesn't have to make sense as long as it's entertaining. Meanwhile, the punks keep searching the theater, but one of them gets distracted. She's not used to seeing a mirror that doesn't have cocaine on it. Oh, and I wouldn't worry about the lipstick. You're gonna be covered in red soon enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a poster image. Now they just gotta hang it up in the theater.
I can hear someone.
You're right. Help's coming. We've been rescued!
Did anybody actually call for help? 'Cause if not, I don't know if it's a great idea to take down the barricades. I'm a demon, sucker. Well, congratulations, you just let the demons back in. But on the plus side, this does mean we get some more gore effects. Thankfully, our main characters managed to escape. And by escape, I mean they're still trapped in a theater with a bunch of demons. However, I think something might be wrong with Kathy.
Maybe she's in shock.
Or maybe she's a demon. Yep, definitely a demon. Better get the hell out of there. Guys, feel free to start running anytime now.
Oh my god!
Run, asshole! Shut the fuck up! You want to get killed by a demon or what?
Look at her back!
I'd probably start running, but sure, you could look at the effects. Oh shit, she's giving birth to a back gremlin. I knew you shouldn't have fed her after midnight. Ken ends up getting scratched, which means he now has no choice but to commit demon seppuku. Or, you know, he could just get somebody else to do it.
Take it, George! Kill me! Don't let me become like them! Come on! Kill me!
Are you sure? I mean, we could always just stand here and stare at you until you start attacking us. Okay, you were right. I'll kill you. By the way, you may have noticed that they made sure to show off that samurai riding a motorcycle display at the beginning. And you know the rules of good storytelling. If you introduce a motorcycle and a samurai sword in the first act, you damn well better use them in the third. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Alright, if anyone watching this was wondering why this movie has a cult following, here it is summed up in one scene. You know, the word metal is sometimes used inappropriately to describe things, but a guy on a bike slicing up demons with a samurai sword while an Accept song plays on the soundtrack, that's pretty fucking metal. Alright, they just took care of most of the demons. However, I think Godzilla's attacking the theater now. Okay, well, that would probably make a lot of my fans happy. What the hell? Since when did John Landis take over directing this movie? Yeah, guys, this isn't the ending to Dawn of the Dead. I don't think the helicopter's gonna work. It does lead to some nice kills, though. With the helicopter out of commission, they have no choice but to harpoon the rest of the demons to death. Oh, or they could just use it to escape. Good thing the helicopter came with a winch, otherwise they would have had to take the stairs to the roof. Oh, and in case you were wondering what happened to Michele Soavi... What? Don't look so surprised. I mean, he does look like the Terminator. You should have known he'd be back. Now, at this point, you may be wondering just who this guy is, why his face is like that, why he's trying to kill them, and why he was handing out tickets to a screening of an evil demon movie earlier. And the answer to all those questions is... Dario Argento wrote and produced this movie. What? They don't gotta explain who that fucking guy is. But one thing they do have to do is give him a gory death scene. Sei terminato, stronzo. Alright, not only did they manage to kill whoever the hell that guy was, but they also escaped the theater. But wait a second, this is an 80s Italian horror movie, so that ending seemed a little too easy. Ooh, sorry to break it to you two, but I think you just escaped into an Italian post-apocalyptic movie. I'm not joking. Turns out the whole city's been overrun and destroyed. I guess that evil demon movie must have gotten a wide theatrical release. Not to worry though, this friendly group of survivors will give you a hand, even if they did also bring a kid along with them.
Where are we going?
West. We saw some lights in the sky. Maybe not everything's lost. Maybe there's still some place where we can start a new life.
It kinda seems like you're starting a whole new movie. Apparently not though, since that's the end. Or is it? You know, I've done the whole fake ending gag on this show before, but I think this is the first time that the actual movie's done one. Despite being heavily censored in some parts of the world, Demons was still a success, so much so that Bava and Argento both returned for a sequel, Demons 2, released the following year, although in some countries the second film was actually released first and called Demons, while the first film was called Demons 2. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like they wouldn't make sense if you watched them out of order, considering they don't make any sense in the first place. It also got a whole bunch of unofficial sequels that were usually just unrelated Italian horror movies that were retitled, like The Church, Cemetery Man, and Black Demons. Here's hoping the pimp character came back for that one. Even though Lamberto Bava went on to consider this his best film, critics at the time were less impressed, including Leonard Maltin, who called it extremely gruesome and violent, with no characterization, no logic, and no plot. Okay, well here's what I have to say to that.
It's too bloody of a movie.
Ruth, shut up.
Alright, to be fair to Leonard Maltin, he is right that this movie doesn't have much in the way of plot, character, or logic, but it doesn't need to. A lot of Italian horror movies are more about style over sense, and once the demons invade the theater, it keeps the blood and guts flowing at a good pace. Structurally, this is basically a zombie movie, but because they technically aren't zombies, the film can do some weird, over-the-top stuff that you wouldn't normally see in a zombie flick. It may not make a whole lot of sense, or even a little sense, but if you just go along for the ride, it's pretty fun. I mean, come on, do I need to play the motorcycle samurai sword demon chopping scene again? I don't care if it makes any sense how we got here, I'm just glad it exists in the first place. Well, that's all for now, although I feel like I had something big to announce. What was it?
You know, this is me. I was 1 year old.
Already selling your twat, huh?